All right. Good morning, legends. Welcome to Wake Up Call number 181. This has been an absolutely fantastic and special week. Also sparkling. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. It has been really fantastic. We have been nurtured 3 days in a row. And today, I am absolutely just couldn't be more thrilled to introduce not only my friend, but somebody I've learned from, Mr. Terry Gremaux. This guy, I got to tell you what, he embodies who we are as a group. He is an absolute giver, a lover of humans, a giver, not a taker, a giver. He is here giving to all of us today. I just wanted to read a little bit about Terry. Here we go. Listen, this guy is special. I got to tell you, his presentation today is called Perfect Words Can't Fix Your Sales Problem. Perfect words cannot fix your sales problem. Now, imagine this, living a lifestyle that allows you to live anywhere in the world, stay there for as long as you'd like, and operate a multifaceted, personally owned company that once only existed in your head. A company that leads with generosity, attracts referrals like honey, and is always based on making business easy for their clients. My goodness. Now, before I absolutely introduce him, I want you all to understand this guy's living in Mexico. I mean, I see him on the pictures of him on the beach more than anything, not in the hotel, but on the beach, actually living the lifestyle that he is actually preaching about. This is a man who honestly is nothing but one of the biggest givers I know. My first conversation with him was, how can I serve? How can I serve you? It sounds a lot like a few other people I know, right? How can I serve you? What a great statement to make. Anyway, let me introduce Terry Gremaux, currently enjoying the lovely culture of Baja Sur, Mexico. Him and his wife, Felicia, own and operate branding and LinkedIn generation company, and they serve so many industries. Terry Gremaux, welcome this morning, and please take it away and have a ball.
Hey, Joe, I just want to thank you first and foremost for creating what you've created here for us and leading the charge. If it wasn't for your heart, your generosity, and who you are as a human, we couldn't follow. And I just want to thank you so much for creating the culture that we have here. And that comes from real deep. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get a little abstract today. I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. Of course, you know, I could come in here and talk about lead generation all day long, but one of our days of the week is about find. And what I found is that typically that leads aren't, we don't have a lead problem, right? And so this morning in meditation, what came to me is, you know, if I could really teach everyone how to connect really deeply from afar. We all live in this world now that we're on a Zoom or on a phone call to do business. And time again, every single day I talk to people and they say, man, I wish I could be face to face again. And I hope this thing goes back to normal. And I don't know where you're at, but this thing isn't going back to normal. Whatever normal happens to be, it's probably going to be a new normal. So I want to talk to you today about the unspoken word. Words that we hear that come out of our mouth, right? That come out of our prospect's mouth, that come out of, you know, your husband or wife or your friend's mouth. Is only 7% of communication. Everything else is energy, okay? And so what I find is on Zoom, okay, and on the phone, we as humans get lazy, okay? We get lazy. We check our Facebook, we check our Twitter, we check the news, we check whatever we're checking while we're on the phone, okay? And I want to talk today about how you can connect incredibly deeply with people all around the world. You know, the vast majority, if not all of our clients, we've never met personally, okay? They give us thousands upon thousands of dollars. They give me a credit card number over the phone after talking to me twice for thousands of dollars, right? How does that happen? How does that loyalty and how does that trust and how does that how does that feeling of generosity and them desiring to give back to us, how does that happen, right? How does that come about? And it's not because, as my wife would tell you, I'm not the pickup line guy. I'm not the smooth, like sailing, like always have this, slick sales guy type of thing. That's not me. Okay. What I'm really good at is activating the law of reciprocity. And if you write anything down today, I want you to write that down. Activating the law of reciprocity. You see, it's in us all. In fact, it's an instinct, okay, in every single one of us, that we desire to give back. We want to give back to those who do great things for us. I want to tell you just a little bit of a story. Okay, banner season, Mailbox Power is something that came into my life. We run a very, very busy business, okay? Joe's energy and his just who he is fit me so well that I felt when I came on board that I owed it to him to go all out that next month. Like literally, I was in the business for 3 days. I came in, we put 28 people in. I set aside things that would have potentially, brought in a higher revenue for me. But because of reciprocity, I went all out for Joe. Now, would you want all of your clients and your prospects to do that for you? Well, of course you would. And so I'm going to teach you a few things today that I see as shortcomings, okay? We focus so much on scripts. We focus so much on what to say. We focus so much on saying those perfect words and those, how do we get somebody to take a look? And if you just focus a little bit on what I'm going to talk about today, okay, all of that will go away. And prospecting and it will become easy. I'm talking to all of you out there, whether you're an IRP, whether you're a customer, I'm talking to everybody out there right now, okay? So in order to do that, I want to take 30 seconds to 45 seconds here. And if you have your phone in your hand, I want you to put it down, okay? Consciousness is a thing, right? And you can only have it in one place at one time, okay? You may not, your consciousness, a lot of times people's consciousness is not in the place of their physical place, right? It's somewhere else, okay? And your prospect can feel that, your person can feel that. So what I want you to do right now is I just want you to focus for a second. And I want you to put your phone down. If you're doing something else on Facebook or something else on your computer, or if you're typing, or if your consciousness is somewhere else, if you have any kind of distraction, whether it be in the physical world or in the spiritual realm somewhere because of COVID, because you're worried about someone, heaven forbid, in your family or something like that, I just want you to release that for a second. And I want you to give me, okay, every ounce of consciousness you have. I want you to place it through. If you're on Zoom, obviously you are. I want you to place it through that little hole in your computer, that little hole in your phone. I want you to put everything there, okay? I want you to put every ounce of it there. I don't want you to think about questions to ask me. I want you to think about, oh, Terry, but you don't know my situation, or, any crazy negative stuff or positive stuff that comes. I want you to give me every ounce of consciousness you have. You see, every single one of us has a radio station, okay? Every single one of us has a radio station. And every person on planet Earth can tune into that radio station, meaning you can read your prospects' minds and your clients' minds if you desire, but you can't do it if your consciousness is somewhere else. And my philosophy is, if I take the greatest thing that I can have of you is your time. The greatest thing that I can have of you is your time, okay? So if you come to an appointment with me and we're going to have a conversation of mutually beneficial interests, I'm going to give you everything. And giving you everything means Every ounce of my consciousness is going to be in your world. Okay. When I give you every ounce of consciousness and I'm not thinking about the next word, the next question I'm going to ask, how I'm going to sell you, how I'm going to bring you to onboarding, what I'm going to say, like, what I'm going to make in this next compensation plan, or like, how am I going to get you as an IRP, or like all of those crazy questions. If I just take a deep breath and I just focus, I know for some of us this is crazy, but I just focus my consciousness, okay? My consciousness, every ounce of energy within me into you, okay? Into that prospect, okay? What happens is magic. This is where the magic lies, okay? This is what creates success versus struggle, okay? Your thoughts, as Napoleon Hill said, your thoughts are things, guys. Reciprocity is an instinct, but we have to trigger it. You can send all the cards and the gifts and all of that in the world that you want, but I want to tell you that it's the energy behind them that makes the magic work. It's not the thing. It's not. You don't want to become a facade. This thing is something that you do, as a trade, if you will, right? That's the way it comes across if we don't have the right energy behind it. So focus. Any distraction that comes in right now, whether it be kids or family, take all of your energy and keep that consciousness right in the middle of your head and give it right through that hole or that picture on your phone, however you're listening today. The greatest gift that you could ever give anybody, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your significant other, your mom, your dad, your friend, your prospect, the greatest gift that you could ever give anybody is every ounce of consciousness that you have. Everything. It's what we call being present. There's so few people, especially in this world, that are present. So few. And when you do this and you're not thinking about outside stuff, right? You're not thinking about, your consciousness isn't away from you, right? It's right here, right? We have this energy that allows us to know exactly what to say next, to be in flow of that conversation, right? You don't have to be thinking externally, okay? You don't have to be time and time again. I get, Terry, like, I don't know, but I don't know why, but like, there's something about you. I just like you. Why is that? It's not because I'm great, because I'm not. It's because I understand that this universe that we live in is made up of energy, okay? So how do we activate that, okay? So how do we activate that and be able to tune in, okay? How do we be able to tune into what our prospect is thinking? How do we know when my prospect isn't there, they're there physically, but I say something. I say, hey man, is everything okay? I noticed that your consciousness and you're not there. Like I noticed some stuff is going on when I have maybe a coaching client or a client of mine. Like, are you okay? Like, because I can feel something. Why? Because I placed all of my consciousness between me and them, so I can feel that. We all have that ability. It's just like if you're in your car and you dial it to your favorite radio station, right? There's going to be music that plays or news that plays or whatever that radio station is all about. And so in order for us to connect deeply with another human being, we have to give them everything. And this is why I say business isn't about the perfect words. Throw it away. Like give it away. So I have a really, really honest question for all of you. Okay. And some of you, this might, just between you and the wall and the mirror, this might hurt a little bit. But knowing what I just told you, do you deserve reciprocity in business? do you deserve reciprocity? Have you been giving your prospect and your client every bit of consciousness that you have? Or have you allowed the outside world, and we have so much going on right now, have you allowed the outside world to intercede within that? So your prospect is only hearing your words, and they say things like, you know, they're skeptical. They say things like, you know, I just don't know. I can't spend that kind of money right now. It's free or $49. That's not the real reason. They say things like, you know, just weird abstract stuff. I got to talk to my spouse about that. And then you can never get a hold of them again. Does that happen? I hear it all the time. Like we have clients all over the world. Like I hear these things all the time. The reason is because we haven't given them everything. We haven't given them all of our consciousness. And if we don't give them all of our consciousness, and we don't give them the real energy behind our cards and gifts and everything that we do, then nothing matters. And even if they do come in because you're a great salesman or a saleswoman, they're going to go out the door in 10 days because they have this bad feeling. They have this weird bad feeling. All because we didn't give them everything, okay? That's where it all starts. Because when you give somebody everything, consciousness-wise, when you place all of that presence and that consciousness in them, okay, what happens is they feel your presence. They feel who you are. They've never been listened to like that before. Okay, they haven't. They think you're some special, crazy, you know, weird human in a great way that listens to them and isn't worried about going to the next step. The sale's going to happen naturally. I'm never worried about that. So how do we practice this? Okay, I'm going to give you a few things today, and hopefully you learn today a little bit. If you haven't been present very well, and your consciousness is kind of everywhere, today was a little difficult. It was a little difficult to block out all those distractions. And every time your phone beeps and you look down at WhatsApp or you look down at Facebook or you look down at whatever, right? It's a little difficult for you today, okay? There's two things that I do every single day that allow me to connect with people at a super deep level. Number one is meditation. And I'm not going to go into the different types. It doesn't matter necessarily in my mind. If you guys want to, you know, Joel talk to you about how to get a hold of me, and I can tell you, you know, the meditation that I use, but I do it every day. Okay. Kind of a funny story. This morning, I was running a little bit behind, and I had a decision. I could meditate, or I could shave. I couldn't do both. Okay. I got myself to the end of that time, and I couldn't do both. Meditation, just so you guys know, it was one of Kobe Bryant's. It was one of Phil Jackson's. If we look at the basketball world, it was one of his pedigrees. And Kobe, rest in peace, buddy. But Kobe, one of the things he did every single day was meditate for 10 to 15 minutes. That's the first thing he did when he got up in the morning. And he said, I am horrible at quoting people, but he said something to the tune of, he said, meditation allows me to run my day and instead of my day running me. And so that's something I do every day. Okay. The second thing I do is every time I get on a call, okay, my intention, I know, okay, I absolutely 100% know when I get on a call of any kind, whether it's Zoom, whether it's whatever, I make myself focus on that little hole in the middle of the screen or at the top of the screen or wherever it is on your phone. If I'm on my phone, I visualize that energy tying me to that person, because energy, we're all made up, all things are made up of energy. So I want to tune into that. I want my consciousness 100% there, because if I'm in that space, I can't say anything wrong. I can't. We all have this gut feeling, this intuition. We can't say anything wrong. And when I connect with somebody on that level, Okay. When I connect with somebody that deep, okay, they're a friend, an acquaintance for life. They desire that reciprocity is triggered. So now when they get a card, even if I tell them a package is coming in the mail, by the way, everybody that I meet on a phone call that I desire to have a relationship with, they get a thank you card and brownies. That's just what I do. But the energy behind it is generosity. And I tell them, you have something coming in the mail. And even if I tell them that, they still text me and they're crazy excited. And it melts away all the skepticism in the middle. But if I'm not all the way there in the beginning, if my consciousness isn't all the way there in the beginning, and it's scattered because of whatever in life is happening, that brownie and that gift package that I send them doesn't have impact. It doesn't have nearly as much impact, because the moment we think of anything, we attach a feeling to it. The moment we think of anything, we attach a feeling to it. Okay, you should write that down. The moment we think of anything, any person, any human, any subject matter, any place, anything, we attach a feeling to it. So if you are thinking about sales, if you're thinking about what to say, if you're thinking about the next thing, if you're thinking about the next appointment you need to get to, that person is feeling like you don't care about them. I mean, you're on a call, but your energy is somewhere else. Now, they don't think that consciously. They have no idea what's going on, but they just know that the feeling within them is not right. It's not good. They don't feel good. And so they attach that feeling. So now when the package comes in the mail, immediately they think, oh, this person's just trying to sell me. This person's just trying to sell me. Like, they want me in this banner season thing, or they want me in this other business, or they want me in this insurance business, and they're bribing me to get started, right? Because the feeling, okay, the feeling with all of us, with all of us, the feeling, we attach that to the person, to the company, to the culture, to the everything. That's just what we do as humans. So I'll ask you again. I want you to write this down. I ask myself this daily. Do I deserve reciprocity? Do I deserve my prospect to answer the phone? Do they believe energetically that they're going to get value from me without my business? The greatest value you can give somebody is your presence. The greatest value you can give somebody is the ability for them to tell their story to you, whatever story that happens to be, their story in business, their story in personal. When you connect with people on this kind of level, what happens is they tell you the craziest things. They tell you that their wife is going through cancer. They tell you about, these challenges that, Mr. Cal, appreciate you, man. They tell you about all these challenges that are going on, right? So my trick in business, of all kinds, but my trick in business, I mean, guys, I'm not here I just want to talk about a couple of results. Like, people, I'm closing people 5 to 8, not all the time, but 5 to 8 days after I meet them, cold, on the second call. And they're giving me thousands of dollars. The reason that happens is they feel at a super, super deep level that Terry's got my back, right? That Terry's got my back, and it all happens in the spiritual, non-physical world. Okay, it's easy to say the right words. That's easy. You can all go memorize a script for that. Okay, that's simple. That's easy. Okay, for any of us to go do. What's hard, especially in the world we live in today, what's hard is to be present and actively listen and give other humans, whether they're a prospect right now or not, give other humans the ability to be listened to. And how we do that is physically, and you'll probably feel this in your head, but physically, like give them every ounce of consciousness and block out everything else from your mind. Why? Because they deserve it. Okay? They deserve it. They only have so much time. Joe only has so much time. You guys only have so much time. So I'm not coming here to not give you everything I absolutely have consciousness-wise. Okay? It's not going to happen. And I want you to start living a not only a different life in business. Your spouse will love you more. I promise you. If you give them the ability to be listened to, that's all they want. That's all any of us want, is the ability to be listened to. And you have to have all of your consciousness there. You know, we talk about being present, and being present isn't about the physical realm. Your body can be in, your mind can be in any place that it wants to be, while your body is anywhere in the world. That's why we can be in Mexico or Asia or wherever, and it doesn't even change at all our business. Okay, so I want to and I'm certainly here if you want me to answer any questions, but I want to leave you with this one thing. Reciprocity is a deep instinct. Okay, it is the basic currency of life. My question is, are you activating it? It's sitting there waiting for you. It's sitting there waiting for you. And I wish that I could tell all of you, okay, that you could just do the actions on the outside in the physical world and everything's going to be fine. But it's not, okay? Mailbox Power is the greatest reciprocity tool we ever possibly could ever have. But you have to embody generosity. And the greatest thing, it's easy for somebody to buy somebody something, okay? That's simple. That's easy. What's difficult and what takes intentionality is giving them every ounce of consciousness that you have. And that is why, okay, if your business is struggling right now, if you would like to do better, which I hopefully all of us would, if you want to take your closing time from this down to this, okay, if you want to bring in twice as many people into Mailbox Power, if you want your insurance company to double in 2021, yes, if you're not using Mailbox Power to its fullest, you need to. End of story, okay? It's one of the tricks of the trade that we use. But you need to start using your consciousness and start being present with people. Your salespeople, if you have salespeople, they're going to perform, 10 times greater because they know you care, okay? Not from the words you speak, but from your consciousness. They can feel it, okay? They can feel that you care. So it brings the power behind everything that you do, okay? My wish for you is that 2021 is the greatest year that you could ever have, okay? Ever have. And I just want to give credit to Timothy Chin and Kelly Wheeler and all the greats that went before. Eileen yesterday, I haven't had the chance of meeting her. And Joe, once again, I just thank you so much, so very much for giving me the ability to say a few words and hopefully somebody here got what they were looking for today. So Joe, I'm going to hand it back to you, and I'm certainly here to answer any questions or anything that you would like.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you, my friend. Oh my goodness, the power of your focus today. Clearly, you were right here with us and nowhere else. Clearly, I felt it. I get it. And your desire for everybody to understand how important it is to just be present. Oh my goodness, you couldn't be more accurate. Getting into a meeting and not being present, it can kill you. I think it's, I read a book, I don't know, probably 15 years ago on a flight from the East Coast to the West Coast. It was all about neuro-linguistic programming, which really had a lot to do with body language, right? And you on a Zoom call, we still feel if somebody's engaged or not engaged. You can feel it on a phone call. You know when somebody's not present, when they're not with you. Oh my goodness. I want you to, if you wouldn't mind, just spend a couple of minutes on this topic. And this notion of putting yourself in the right state in the morning when you first start. Where can people go to kind of understand what that's about and how to figure it out? I myself, I wish I were better practiced at meditation. I do understand it very well, and I only use it when I feel like I'm sick in the head. So, and I'm just going to put that out there. It sounds terrible, but sometimes we get a little off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? And it's always meditation that brings me back to center. But is there some place you would recommend that people could go to actually maybe learn a little bit about meditation?
Why don't I do this? That way people don't have to frantically write stuff down. I'll post a couple resources in both groups, in the WOW group, as
Great.
well as
Awesome.
both groups. And that way everybody can have that. But I'll say this. So my wife she's incredibly intelligent. Her IQ is off the charts. She's my best sales job to date. And I say that with all the love in the world, baby. And so typically they are the most difficult to understand energy because they're looking and meditation, because when she can't see a result and can't put it in a color-coded spreadsheet, the analytical of the world is going to have challenges with that. Okay. And so we started this together, and she was a touch hesitant, might I say, about 3-4 months ago. And I have seen such amazing, incredible advances in her, in our experience in life. And what meditation really does, okay, is it allows you to have your experience in life is just the perception of what's happening in life. And what meditation allows you to do is get back in a state of gratitude and get back centered. Joe used a very good word, centered in here within yourself instead of in the external world. So I will post some resources here this morning inside of the group, so everybody can have that. And it's my greatest trick. One last little thing here is that what we have to understand, Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich way back when talked about thoughts or things, and us in the physical, on this physical planet of Earth, we have the ability to access any bit of information that's ever been on the planet. I know that's kind of hard to grasp right now, but we have the ability to access anything. Okay. But it's in the spiritual world, and meditation allows us to get ourselves into that place.
Awesome. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you very, very much, my friend. So thankful to have you a part of this this posse of trainers this week. You guys have been fantastic and just absolutely amazing, life-changing for many people, I am sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for attending today. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. I'm so thankful to be this guy that gets to sit here and talk with these special trainers that I've been able to invite this week, and all of you, to see your smiling faces, to know that you're absorbing and learning and growing. We're all growing together. We have grown such an amazing company this year. It is phenomenal. To even, if I could, I wish I could share all the numbers that I see every day to see what we've all accomplished together. But it's been fantastic. And if you're a customer on here, I'm thankful for you. I thank you for being a customer. It's important to me, it's important to everybody at our home office that you saw what we saw and that you're getting value from this product and from this platform. So thank you so much for being here with us today and growing and learning with us. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Onboarding overview.
Yes, ma'am.